Boomhauer69 here, and today I'm going to talk about why I would live in a small house versus a big house. Well, number one thing is big houses cost more money to keep, maintain, run. You know, your electric bill is going to be higher in a big house. Your gas bill is going to be higher, and to me, in a big house, it's just not. I don't think it would make sense. And me, right now, I'm a single guy. I don't have a girlfriend right now. I don't. And I haven't even focused on that part of my life much because I'm too busy focusing on YouTube and creating a successful career for myself. I've been focusing lately on my money aspect of my life. But so right now, being a single guy, I wouldn't need a big old 9 million mansion house. You know, even if I was a rich millionaire, I wouldn't care to own that stuff. I wouldn't care to own a big fancy house because to me, I'd be afraid of sitting back wondering, okay, am I going to, I'd be afraid of sitting there one day waking up and going to my accountant or money people and say, hey, am I broke, rich, what? And they say, yeah, you're broke and you gotta sell that $1 million home. Yeah, I wouldn't want that. And so I always thought living in a small house would be a bad option. So that way, if ever in the future I had an issue where my salary, my money, my income changed, I wouldn't have to live in so much fear thinking, oh, do I gotta sell my house? Do I gotta sell my house? Can I afford it? Can I afford it? You know, if you live small, then and say, for example, something like where if I went from making like what $100,000 a year to then $30,000 a year, I can sit back and say, okay, I got this. I can still live in this small house and not have to worry so much. You know, that's just my thought process because I'm always sitting there thinking, you know, one day you can be rich and then the next minute you can be broke. So, yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I would live in a small house. So that way, if my salary or income ever changed, I don't have to like be real panicky and worrying if I can afford the one I live at. Because if I live in a small house that I know, okay, this is what salary I got, this is what I need, then I don't have to worry so much. And then two, I want to go off grid. I do want to kind of more live in an off grid situation. So obviously, a smaller house is going to allow me to easier convert it to off grid, you know, using solar panels to run the electrical and stuff, and then heating with a smaller wood stove versus a bigger wood stove or versus a big old gas propane furnace and stuff, you know, where I can live cheap. For example, like if I had to go with a gas propane furnace, I'd want to have a structured dwelling where I could get like a small kind of like almost RV style furnace and be able to put it in there, you know, and not have to worry about having a big old furnace that's to run and pay more in propane gas, you know. And then of course I plan on going with if I build an off grid small house, it's gonna be it would most likely be heated with wood, you know. So I would something where I can just put about a medium sized to small sized wood stove and I could heat up the house no problem. Boom and stuff. And then two, maintenance wise, to me a small house is going to be cheaper to repair versus a big house, because a big house you got more room and more things that could break and go wrong, and then you gotta shuck out all kinds of money to have somebody fix it. If you don't know how to do home repairs, then you gotta pay somebody, and it just costs a whole lot more money. Somebody like me, I don't know anything about carpentry and home repairs, so I would be the guy chucking out the tens and twenties, $100 bill, going 100, 200, 300 to the repairman to fix it, you know, the handyman. And so that's the reason why I would want to live smaller, so if something was to break down or something, it'd be a lot more easier to fix and cheaper and cost effective. But my biggest reason is I'm always thinking about salary income wise, because I grew up in a household where the mom and dad had always had to watch their spending, or they could easily one day go broke, because I had a mother who had medical problems really bad, where there were times where my dad had to make the tough decisions of buying my mother's medication, or paying the electric bill. That's kind of how it was. My father worked a job where he was living paycheck to paycheck, and sometimes, and so I always try to keep that in mind, because yeah, it's great if you're a millionaire and you want to live those big $1 million houses, that's fine and everything. If you want to live in a regular, normal, big house, that's fine too, whatever. But for me, I just look at, okay, what do I really need? Again, I'm a single guy. I don't have a wife. I don't have kids. I don't even have a girlfriend right now, so why would I need a big, huge, big bedroom, 5-bedroom house with a big old dining room, kitchen, and grand master parlor room, guest and ballroom and all that? I don't need all that. And I know that, so I figure, okay, what do I need? All I need is a place to cook food, a place to sit and relax, like a living room, to maybe watch something on my computer devices, TV, whatever, and then a place to sleep, and a place to clean up and shower. So, and basically what I always thought about kind of doing is building a small house with 2 bedrooms. Both bedrooms would be the same size, and the house would be one of those where you have, of course, your kitchen over here in like basically one corner. Then in another corner you have your living room, and then in the middle is kind of like your little dining area, I guess you could call it, Because I've been in houses where they had a divider wall in the middle, and then you had your kitchen and dining room all in one area, and then your living room in another, and that's how I would do it. Basically, like growing up in the mobile home trailer, that's how it was. Is where in the mobile home trailer, on the one side was all the kitchen appliances, and then on the other side was a window, and then my parents had their kitchen table for eating and stuff, and that's what I would do. It's just basic, small. Its main reason is just the money. I look at the money wise, and I don't really want to go out and buy a big $1 million mansion, because if I ever in the future could afford to buy a big $1 million mansion, I would be afraid of one day waking up, losing my $1 million salary income, and then end up losing the mansion and not being able, to go out and live and stuff. Where I look at it, if I was living in a smaller house, all I would have to do is kind of, okay, I lost $1 million salary income. What can I do? And then all I'd have to do is like, okay, I lose the $1 million income salary. Okay, what kind of income do I have? And probably it'd be one of those where I'd be a little bit lower salary and say, okay, I'm fine, I can still live in this small house and not have to work. Yeah, and then there also could be situations too that could occur where a person like me could live in that small house and lose everything, where I even couldn't even afford that small house. That's also a possibility too. But, to me, I always look at it, to me, figure out what you really need and then go from there if you decide to build any sort of house, A lot of those tiny houses are cool to look at and stuff, and I personally think it would be neat to build some of those, I have some ideas, and I talked about it before, and even thought about building some sort of structure for homeless people as well. I brought that up many a times, but yeah, basically the reason why I'd want to live small is just 2 reasons: money wise, and off grid, that it'd be easier to convert a smaller house into an off-grid house. It would be easier to keep and maintain, using solar and you could run a small heater, because that's all it is. So yeah, I hope you like this video. I hope you learned something. If you feel free to subscribe to Boomhauer69's channel. It'll greatly help me out a lot. And hope you learned something. Hope I was able to share my thoughts about why I want to live in a small house. I hope you learned something from that and it helps you in a positive way to make a decision on how you want to live. So subscribe to Boomhauer69's channel. You're going to definitely help me out, make my dreams come true, and also one of my dreams of being able to help others. And by making this video, that's one way of doing it as well. Well, I hope you all have a good day. So thank you for watching, and to all the people who subscribe to my channel, thank you for subscribing, and to anybody who's watching this video and my regular viewers, thank you for viewing this video, and I hope you all have a good day.